Welcome to OpenBuildings Designer, Update 8. Let's start by taking a look at what's new in Update 8. I'm going to open the Backstage and select Help. In the Help documentation, I will select What's New, then New and Changed in Connect Edition 8. Note that this is divided into OpenBuildings Designer and Power Platform or MicroStation. We will focus on OpenBuildings Designer, although there are some new features in MicroStation that you might want to check out, like the new View rendering engine. Let's scroll down to the What's New highlights. So there has been an overhaul of the flyovers, which we will talk about in a few minutes. Also some changes to the ribbons, which I will show you next. Note that a new dataset was added. This is the ISO 19650 dataset, a dataset that has been developed as a result of the transition of the UK BIM national standard to the new UK BIM framework, incorporating the BSEN ISO 19650 standard. So be aware that that is there if you need to conform to that standard. Today I will demo some of the architectural and structural enhancements. Next month, we will look at the mechanical and energy analysis enhancements. I'm not going to cover everything in this list in the next 2 sessions, just some highlights, so I would advise you to go and review this information in Help. I would also like to point out that there is a link to a new onboarding guide on the Backstage. This opens a link to the documentation. Then you can scroll down to Building Design and find the onboarding guide. In this guide, you will find system or hardware requirements, links to websites, links to recommended MicroStation training, Building Designer training, Energy Simulator training, Generative Components training, Legion training, and other resources. So be sure to download a copy of that. Now let's take a look at the ribbon. There were a few changes, but nothing major, and you will adjust to them pretty quickly. I know I did. First, note that there are now 2 OpenBuildings workflows, Building Design and Building Systems Design. Building Design has the Architectural and Structural tabs, and note that the Forms tab has been moved here so that you do not have to change workflows to use Forms. I like that a lot. Note that the Drawing Production tab has been split so that there is a separate Drawing tab for 2D drawings and annotation tools, leaving the Dynamic View tools on the Drawing Production tab. Same is true for the Analysis tab. The Collaboration tools have been split into a separate tab. You may remember that we looked at the iTwin collaboration tools in a previous SIG. Also note that there is no longer a separate Modify tab, but modification tools have been included on each of the placement ribbons, and the Modify Properties tool is now one of the common tools on every ribbon. Switching to the Building Systems Design workflow, note that there is now separate Mechanical and Plumbing tabs, allowing more tools to be exposed on the ribbon. The Place Duct command and Place Duct Accessory commands were split into individual commands for rectangular, round, and oval duct shapes. There is a separate Plumbing ribbon with more tools exposed, including the modification tools. And again, Drawings and Drawing Production were separated. One last item is the pop-up menu, which has been overhauled. Tapping the spacebar will bring this menu up at your cursor with the most commonly used tools. Each tool has a shortcut key in, so that tools can be activated by simply tapping the spacebar and then the shortcut key. The tools change based on the current workflow. So when it is switched to Building Systems Design, the top 2 rows of tools are duct and piping. When I switch it back to Building Design, these tools switch back to architectural and structural tools. And one last new feature on the interface is dark mode. If you go back to User Preferences, look and feel, you can toggle on Apply Dark Theme UI. This will change the interface to dark mode. It is suggested to do a restart of the application after turning on dark mode. Well, that covers the major changes to the Building Designer interface in Update 8.
If you found this video helpful, please give it a like. If you want to see more such series, consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you, and see you next time.